GG.
That's my friend! And you're found you!
Wow. Another video. Why am I speaking like that? Wait, that's okay, never mind. Let's just... Why is it always like the intro is so chaotic? I don't get it. I do not get it. I need a sip. Okay. That's okay. Today is gonna be a little bit more of a serious episode. Because I want to talk about emotions. And emotions can be like a deadly virus in general in our lives. We need them, which makes it very difficult to think about them in a negative way in general. Of course, you don't want to react in an extreme way to any like uncomfortable situations, but it's automatic, you know. It's ingrained in us, kind of like a habit. It's difficult to build a habit, but how do you undo a habit that's as deep as an emotion, basically? Emotions like always overwhelm the logical part of the brain as well, so knowing you shouldn't do something, that could even increase the emotion, you know? So it seems kinda hopeless, no? If you feel like every game of League of Legends is the number 5 Game of Worlds finals for yourself, then you're just doomed to fail, because the emotional pressure is just incredibly high. It has to be treated like a dojo or like a gym session, where you you clock in on your regular day by day and you slowly improve at League. If you can follow a consistent process, like that's great, but not everyone's brain can actually handle that type of thing. So that's kind of a luxury, especially if it's especially if you're in a self-destructive spiral. And asking for help is another thing, you know. It doesn't really work. The stigma is too big. You're asking for help because of a video game, okay? Another like part of emotional pressure, pretty much. One thing that I can promise anyone who's having issues with it is that with enough good information, which resources, you know, I'll share some of the resources at the end of the video, you can actually improve your emotional regulation and just how you handle yourself emotionally. And that's no joke. Everyone's path is different, and information will only be found by like a few people, basically, right now. And as I said in my future video, I do believe that it will change massively. Everyone's relationship with the game will become more mature, and it will be an evolution of a similar thing such as chess. That's why I don't think the way League Esports is marketed right now really makes like hits with people, because it's not like a WWE type game, but it's marketed as one, and that doesn't do the game justice in my opinion. It comes from America, of course, who don't take the game seriously anyways. And it's kind of a problem, in my opinion. If someone takes League seriously in America, they could really make a big difference though, because they do have the influence, and it's kind of annoying that we rely on it, and they made the game in the first place, so it's respectable, of course. It's not like completely a negative thing, but it does make it kind of difficult, and they have most of the decisional power, combined with the fact that it's a difficult game. It makes it seem more unreal, maybe, from the esports type of thing, but yeah, it is what it is. So, if you struggle with emotions, there's 4 books that I would highly recommend you to read. I don't know, maybe you're not a reader, but you should just give it a try, I'd say. Because you have nothing to lose, right? In some ways they have similar messages, but they represent different ways of viewing the world, pretty much. And the 4 books are: The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which is a great book about. It basically teaches you a thing which, like a tool that you can use to distance yourself from the past and the future, which is very good for emotional regulation, because in the present moment, if you're just focused completely, that's basically the zone in some way, right? You're not going to be emotional, you're just going to have focus. The second book will be Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, which is just an incredible book about Stoic philosophy. It almost became a meme, I guess, but it's actually a great book. It has some great teachings in it, some interesting thoughts, like food for thought to how to think about certain things in life. Also helps with emotional regulation. And then I have two specific books that talking about gamings, pretty much. Voice crack, okay. And the first book is The Mental Game of Poker by Jared Tendler, which is an amazing book about, proven strategies to improving how to control your tilting, how to increase confidence, how to increase motivation and coping with the variance in poker, which is very similar to League of Legends. So I recommend this book very highly. It's incredible. And the second is The Inner Game of Tennis by Timothy Galway, which is just an incredible book for competitors in general. It talks about what is happening in your mind, essentially. So understanding your mind, how it works in context of competition a little bit better. And it's removed from the execution part of tennis, so it's applicable to league and everything else as well. That's why I think it's a great book. Those are my 4 recommendations. Like, I'm not an expert in any of this, so I'll just leave it at that, and maybe it will help you. Hopefully it will help you. Yeah, that's already the video. Like, look at the book. Look at the books, okay? Enjoy.